Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everybody is able to hear me. Can you use the emoji button to quickly give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear me and see me clearly? Hello, good afternoon, Rabha. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sakil. Everyone, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Give me a quick thumbs up if you're able to hear me. Great. Yes. All right, guys, we will start this session now. So, first of all, I want to say good afternoon to everyone joining from different platforms, right? So, thank you for taking out of your time to join this session on Sunday. I'm sure it must be hard, but you guys have made it. You have joined this session, and I'm sure it is going to be worth it if you are not clear with the landscape of tech. If you are not clear with the landscape of tech, or you are the beginner to the IT domain. This is an initiative by AlmaBetter where we talk about careers in tech domain, try to paint a picture around what you can expect in different tech careers, right? So I am Alok Anand. I'll be your speaker, co-founder and CEO at AlmaBetter, having 7+ of years of experience in companies like Blackbuck and American Express, working as a machine learning engineer, and I have seen the evolution of backend engineering, workflows of tech, how backend, front end, all full stack development happens. And today we'll talk about how to build a career in web development in year 2024. What all different requirements are there? What changed in past few years? That is something which I want to give you an understanding. Taking my experience, taking overall experience of working with 100+ companies, working with 100+ experts, where we work on the curriculum, where we work on their team management. There are a lot of things what we have gone through in past 4 or 5 years, and that is something which I want to give you in a very concise manner where you will understand that what you can expect, what you are getting into, whether this whole field is right for you or not. Everything you are going to get in this particular session. This session will go on for 1.5 hours. So be patient. There will be a lot of interesting things. There will be a lot of interesting experience which I am going to share with all of you guys so that you understand what this whole field is going to be, right? So I hope everybody is here. We will start the session now. So, guys, first of all, let me quickly share my screen again and we'll start talking about the topic. All right. So, guys, in 2024, web development continues to be one of the most dynamic and critical fields in technology. The reason being, what we see on a daily basis, the requirements from companies, it has always been like something which is going to be the first step for any company or any startup to kind of hire, right? If you are a company, every business, every organization, every individual as well, right? They want an online presence and they rely on skills of web developers to create, maintain, or optimize websites and applications, right? And we know internet becoming increasingly integrated in our daily lives, right? So demand for skilled web developer is increasing day by day itself, right? Although there are changes in the requirements, what type of skill you need, what is the level of your skill, all those things are something which has changed over the years. But the demand from the industry, the requirement of people working in this domain, that will always increase, because again, if something in today's world, if you want to do it online, then you need some kind of application where your whole thing is running. And you see the advancement of machine learning and all different fields in IT, that is happening only because of we have now good presence on online, and every company they have started coming to online generating data. And because of all of those things, lot of different fields are also getting kind of recognized, right? So web development, it is one of the earliest kind of job which was there, right? When internet started, when people realized that they should have a presence on internet, from then itself people started either learning web development or kind of getting relevant folks on board so that they can build their presence on internet, right? And one thing which I want to make it clear, and I'll continue through this whole discussion, web development is not just about creating websites, right? Web development is not just about creating websites. It's about shaping how we interact with the digital world, right? It's not going to be just a website which you see. There are a lot of integration, there are a lot of interaction which you do on your website. So from e-commerce platform to social media, lot of educational tools, the tool which you are right now, you have joined Airmeet. So all these things are called as web application. So website is just one form of it, but on top of it, it's a bigger picture where you think all the application running on internet, right? So from e-commerce, social media, educational tools, essential services, web development kind of powers the platforms we use to communicate, right? So these are where we use to communicate, shop, learn, work. So everything right now you see on internet, that is called as web application. And as a web developer, somewhere or the other in some part of that development you will be involved, right? It's the core of digital transformation, and it drives the innovation, and kind of it is responsible to deliver the user experience, right? If some application is designed in a very user friendly way, if you go there, it will be very easy for you to navigate, find what you want to find, and get all the relevant information out of that, right? So in this masterclass, which we will start it now, we will explore the fundamental skills, technologies, framework that make web development such a valuable career path, right? And whether you are a beginner or looking to refine your skills, understanding the importance of web development in today's fast-paced digital world will set the foundation for a kind of ever-growing career. So if you want to get into tech, if you are interested in coding, you will see that this is going to be a very rewarding kind of career in 2024, and it's going to grow in the future. There will be a lot of other IT related roles coming in the whole IT domain, but this is one of the thing which is always going to be the core of IT, core of the IT applications, softwares, web development. Everything comes under at the core of it. So now we will go further, and we will talk about the different aspects of it. As I mentioned already, right, our agenda for today will be, we will talk about all about the web developer, what web developer means, front end, back end, full stack. You might have heard about these things, but I'll just break it down to give you a bigger picture around it. Then what are the required skills and qualification, interview process, sample interview questions, so that you know what type of preparation you have to do, what type of skills you require. And at the end, there are few type of case study questions which I will be discussing it with you. So now, going to our first agenda for today, all about web developer, right? The first agenda is, it's important to understand the aspect of web development and how do we relate with the current scenario you guys are interacting with, right? So in web development, first of all, understand this, right? When I say web development, I already mentioned this. It's not equal to your website. It's not just your website. It's the whole app around it, right? So it's a application based. Your application will run on internet, and that is something where your website is just one part of it. But once you sign into the website, once you get inside of it, right? Once you get let's say inside of Amazon, there are so many things around that, right? Product listing, you add to cart, you make a payment. There are so many things after your once you have done the sign up or login. So all those different aspects of a web app, all those different aspects which you see, which you interact with, that comes under web development, or developing the application which everybody can use. So here, if I tell you right now what you guys see, right, when you go to any website, I'll take an example of Amazon itself, right? So Amazon, when you land on Amazon, you see something on your laptop. Let's say you go through laptop or phone, right? So you see all the different aspects here when you go to the URL of Amazon.com or whatever URL you go in, right? So there, if you are kind of landing there, you will see images, you will see kind of search button, you will see different aspects on the home page, in product listing page, on cart page. There are so many things there, right? So what do you interact with, first hand? That is called as client side, right? You being the client who will interact with the website directly, right? You will interact with the website directly. And all the things which you are doing, you are requesting to get. If you are searching, let's say, black t-shirts, so all, everything which you see coming to you in your homepage or in your on your website, when you are searching black t-shirt, everything is being powered by server. There is a cloud. If you guys not have, if you have heard about it, cloud, aws is one of the service provided by Amazon itself. So there your data is present, and that is what is called as server side, where your backend logics are written. When you write black t-shirt, what type of t-shirt should be shown to you, right? So first thing, it is black. Second is, what should be the location, what are the sellers, what are available, which t-shirts are not available, what type of, what should be the pricing range for all those. So all the different logics which you see, everything, the data from where it is coming from, that is the server. So from your server, it is shown to you on the client side. Now, if you have to understand web development, this is one of the key things which you have to visualize. So whatever you interact with, if you go to AlmaBetter website, the first thing which you interact with, that is client side, which you interact, you kind of click, scroll down, you read, you see, all those things are client side development which has been done. And all the information that has been powered there, whatever you see there at the first hand, that is being powered by server, right? So in web development as well, there are three different categories: front end developers, back end developers, and at the end, full stack developers. So front end developers, they code the front end of the website, the part the user sees and interacts with. As I mentioned, the client side, what you interact with, that is the client side, and that is the work of front end developer, right? So bring the designers design into life using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. So we will talk about frameworks in just next slide. But there is a flow here, there is a flow, there will be a designer, there will be a UI UX designer. They are going to design the website, and then front end developer, they picks it up. So front end developer, they pick up the design given by the UI UX developers or designers. And then front end engineers, they use code, HTML, CSS, right? JavaScript, Bootstrap. Then there are a lot of React JS. There are so many things which we will get into in just some time. So all these different technologies, front-end developers will use to make that design actually live on website, which everybody will interact with. That's what the work of front-end developers are. Now, there are a lot of different aspects of it. It's not just blindly bringing that design to life. Rather, you would want that your website is running fast. There is no lag time if you land on any website or any web application. If it is taking too much time to load, then you are going to bounce off, you are not going to interact further. So that is where you are going to optimize. As a front end developer, you try to make your code optimized, you try to write a logic in such a manner your load time of your website is not that high. So that, not just that, this is just one of the part, right? Another part would be, if millions and millions of users are coming to your website, where you will your website be able to handle those kind of loads. So all those different aspects are there, which you have to keep it in mind while you are writing your code, while you are making the design given from UI UX designer to life. That's the work of front end developers. Now going to back end development, right? Back end development, now these guys are working behind the scenes, right? These guys are working behind the scenes. So all the server side of configuration, how your data should be there, how front end and kind of data will interact through APIs. So APIs are something which helps you flow the data, right? So any API. So you, once you start, let's say if you have not started, if you get into this whole field, this is something you will play around with a lot. It's a application program interface, right? So application program interface, just I'll write it like this. This is something which is used to interact with different programs. So one kind of code will interact with another kind of code through APIs. through the data exchange. So server will send some information. So when you, let's say, do this login and you put username and password, there is some information going to the backend to the server, and server will check your data, check your information whether that is correct or not before giving you the permission to get inside the application. So that whole thing is being done by API. So your data will be sent through API, and the confirmation will be sent through API itself. So data will be sent that this is what the username and password is, and API will reply back, ki, okay, nahin, this person is part of our ecosystem. This person can log in. Otherwise, you have to sign up first. So that is the work of backend developers, where you work behind the scenes, building and maintaining the technology needed to power the front end. So whatever front end needs, whatever client side developers, front end developer they need, backend developers they are going to design, right? And ensuring that the everything front end developer builds is fully functional. Because again, if there is no information, no data present on website, it does not make sense that you will go there and interact with. If you go to Amazon and you don't see any product, if you don't see any information, then there is no point of you going there, there is no point of me going there and do some interaction. So that is where backend developers they have designed it. They have to ensure that flow of data through API, logics are written correctly, and everything is running smoothly at the end for the end user. You and me, we are the end users, right? And backend developers, very important aspect of backend developers are they create and manage the database. Now, database is something which is present, which is nothing but it stores the data. Database का मतलब क्या हुआ? It stores the data. Now there is something on top of database, you have tables, right? You have tables. So these tables will finally store the data. So in databases, it's kind of like a folder. It's kind of like a folder. So database is like a folder, but in more backend sense, where relational databases, non-relational databases, these things are there. But you can understand this as a folder. And inside a folder, tables are like files. And in that file, whatever information is present, that is your data. That is your data. So this backend developer, they manage the database. Now, not getting too much into it, if you have heard about relational SQL databases, MongoDB databases, so all those things comes under different types of database which you can manage. Now, this full stack developers, these guys are kind of combination of front end plus back end. So they know about front end development and back end development both. And these guys are mostly senior guys who has they have seen the journey of both, and they have good understanding about both the sides of it. And they are generally kind of very few but very powerful person who knows the system in and out, right? So over the time, when you, let's say, start your journey, maybe you will start your journey from front end development, because that is where most of the freshers, if you are thinking of getting into IT domain in web development field, your journey might start from front end development, and then after that, with some experience, you will go to back end, and then after that you will get you towards the full stack development. And that is where, like, you have almost spent 4 to 5 years, 6 years in the industry. You will kind of have enough understanding around how practically you implement, how practically you work on something, how sophisticated applications like what you interact with are built. So all those things you will understand with over the course of time, right? And then you will call yourself as a, okay, now I am full stack developer, I have skills from both the worlds, front end and back end. Now, getting more towards so this is what your functional explanation is, right? That front end, back end, full stack, what do they do? But how they do it, right? How they do it, there are certain things which you guys should know. Okay, so there is something called as MERN stack, mean stack, lamp stack, spring boot, Django. There are a lot of different frameworks. There are a lot of different frameworks here. So here it should be Angular. Okay, so there are a lot of different frameworks in here. So you have these frameworks actually helps you with creating the web application. So frameworks of creating web application. Just hang on a minute, I'll give you an example, you will understand this. What do we mean by it, right? So there are different frameworks like mean, mud, lamp, right? So what do we mean by this? This is whole mean, let's say if I am talking about, it is something called as MongoDB, then Express.js, Angular, and Node. This is a kind of combination of different frameworks or different languages which you can use. Everything is written on top of JavaScript. These are JavaScript based web application frameworks. So here you use, let's say, MongoDB for database management. So this is non-relational database, right? MongoDB. Then you use Node.js for backend configuration. You use Angular for front-end development. Same here goes MERN stack. MERN stack is also MongoDB, then Express, then you have React, and then you have Node. So again here, the same thing. These four things, if you know, you can develop the web application. If you know this, then also you can develop the web application. So these are like individual capable kind of framework which is complete in itself. If you use this, you can create the whole web application. If you know MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, Node.js, then you are kind of completely aligned with that. How do I, what do I need to do to create a web, right? When we talk about LAMP, so here LAMP is your overall PHP based framework which was famous back then. Now a lot of people, they have migrated from PHP to new age kind of frameworks which are easier to write, which are kind of easily scalable. When I say scalable, if millions and millions of people are using it, then in that case, if you are, let's say, using PHP, there might be some issues coming in. But when you switch to MERN stack, if in fact now React has kind of developed to Next.js, so all these different advancements, if you use any one of the framework, you will be kind of competent enough, skilled enough to demand a job and work on the projects. On top of it, you might have heard about Spring Boot, right? There is also known as Django, which is Python based. So there are frameworks, different frameworks which you can go through, which you can learn. You can choose, let's say, Django, Python, and you can become a web developer and you can get a lot of things around it. On top of it, you have here MERN stack. So now the most common right now in demand, the most common framework that is in demand is this MERN stack. MERN stack is something which most of the companies, lot of companies are asking for, and खास करके the new age companies, the new age startups, new age companies, they are looking for, right? They are looking for these kind of things. Okay, they are looking for these kind of stacks where you are going to get the new age technology with scalable and very easy to implement kind of frameworks which you are using, right? When I say easy, it's not like that only 2 3 lines of code. It's just that there are certain frameworks, there are certain packages, there are certain capabilities in React JS in this particular framework where you can, which you can use to create a very beautiful kind of website, right? Animations and all those things you can add if you are using MERN stack, and it is easy to do. You can do it with other as well, but then again there you have to put in a lot of effort. Here it is meant, it has been created looking at the new age requirement, how you make your application more visually appealing. On the other side, it is scalable enough for a lot of people to kind of interact with. So this is what your different frameworks, right? So you choose one. You don't have to learn everything. When you are starting it off, when you are taking the first step, you are going to choose one of the framework, and then after that, you will see that this itself, each and every framework, if you get into, it requires almost 6 to 7 months almost to get yourself comfortable with this domain, get yourself skilled enough to appear for interviews, and at the end you are confident enough that if you have been given any project, you will be able to start it, you will be able to think about it here, how this is how I should be working on it, right? That is the first step. If somebody has given you work, you should know where to start, how to kind of bigger picture around it, ki how I'm going to solve this problem. So that is something which you can get in 6 to 7 months if you choose one of the framework. And as I mentioned, the new age requirement is MERN stack, either React or Next.js. It's going to give you a lot of direction in license. Now, there are other rules as well. You might have heard about it already, right? You might have heard about it already. So you have different roles in software development. So software developers are there, web developers, DevOps engineers, QA, cloud. So there are different roles in here. Majorly, if you look at, let's say, software developer and web developer. So here, when we talk about software developers, it's a bigger picture, kind of. It's a bigger umbrella. So software development is a bigger umbrella, and one of the part, you can say, it's a web development. So softwares, everything is kind of a software, right? But web development is one of the sub part to it, which runs on internet, which runs on web. But we have lot of softwares in our laptop, in our different systems. We have softwares which are not web based, right? That you can use offline as well. You have already seen, you must have some kind of app which you are using, or some kind of application which are installed on your laptop. Let's say VLC player is one of those. So VLC player is also a software which has been coded, and that particular part comes under software development itself. But that does not need your VLC player will run on internet, right? So whatever runs on internet, that comes under web development. But any software that is present internet or without internet on your laptop, on your different platforms, if it is installed, then that is known as software, right? That is known as software. The software developer is kind of like a bigger umbrella. Inside that, you have a web developer. Now, in web developer, we saw it already. We have three different parts of it: front end, back end, and full stack development. So that is what your overall stack is going to be for the web developer, which we have discussed. Then after that, there is very interesting kind of role that comes in DevOps engineer, right? So what DevOps engineer does? DevOps engineers are kind of the full form of DevOps is development operations, right? So development operations, what does it mean? Let's say, as a front end developer, right? As a front end developer, you write some code in HTML, CSS, HTML, CSS, then you have different other languages. Once you write the code, then it goes live, right? It goes live. Now, before it goes live, there are certain steps which you have to put in, right? There are certain steps which you have to put in to make your whole deployment. This we call it as deployment. It is deployed on production. ठीक है? इसको जब when we develop something, it's in development phase. When something is live, then we call it as production phase. That this particular application is right now in production phase. It is live, right? So there are things which you can do to make this whole transition easy and kind of efficient. And here we do CI/CD pipelines. Okay? CI/CD pipelines, continuous integration and continuous delivery, right? Continuous integration and continuous delivery. So this whole pipeline of from development to production phase, this is something which is done by DevOps engineers. So they kind of make a bridge between production to development, in between how things should be kind of designed, how continuous integration should happen, delivery should happen. So all those things are being done by DevOps engineer. Now, DevOps also, uh, in a way, it comes as a sub part of backend engineering. DevOps also comes as a part of backend engineering. In lot of companies, in lot of different companies, you will see backend engineers are working as a DevOps. They are working the requirement of DevOps as well. So backend and DevOps, kind of backend is a bigger umbrella, as I talked about software developer. Backend is a bigger developer. Inside that, you have a DevOps engineer. Then you have quality assurance. So I don't have to put lot of focus here. It's just that whatever application has been created, somebody has to be there who will test it, who will look at whether the functionalities, the features are working as per the requirement, right? Whatever is the requirement, it should work in that particular manner. When you click on this button, where does it take me? Where, when you add to cart, whether it is added in cart or not. Once you pay the amount, what how much amount is being deducted. So these are small different flows in your design, in your development, that QA engineers generally they test it out, right? They look for different end cases, edge cases, where they will identify ki, okay, it is working for 50, 60 users, but for 30 users it's not working, there is something wrong. Then he will try to figure it out and give the direction to the developer to again go back and kind of rectify those mistakes. That's what the work of QA engineers are. They are always there to test the whole application from a user point of view, that what all different issues can arise and how it can be then resolved. That is the work of front end or back end, wherever that issue might come. Lastly, we have cloud engineer. Again, I would say that cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, all of these comes under the umbrella of backend itself. But in big companies, in your MNCs, you have these roles very separated out. Backend engineers, they have certain work. DevOps engineers, so from backend, if you remove the CI/CD pipelines, backend engineers, they will be mostly involved with managing the database, configuration of database, and all those things. DevOps engineer, they will be working on CI/CD pipelines to make your website live. Then you have cloud engineers. Cloud engineers, they will be responsible to optimize all the configurations on your cloud, whichever your company is using. Let's say you are using AWS, so Amazon Web Services. This is the cloud platform provided by Amazon. Azure is provided by Microsoft. Google Cloud is provided by name itself, Google. So, and not just this, there are other there are a lot of other cloud platforms as well, but I'm talking about top 3. These are the top 3, kind of captures the market of 90-95% around. Okay, rest there are a lot of other players as well, not getting into those, let's say Oracle. Then there are a lot of others. Let's not just not get into that. So this here, cloud engineers, they are involved in the management of the cloud platform. And these platforms are kind of expensive for any company, right? Because you are utilizing the service, you are storing the data, uh, the kind of videos which you are watching right now on YouTube. Just imagine how much data that is getting stored, right? How much data that is getting stored. You have seen in your phone, if you have 1 minute of 2 minutes of video, it goes to MBs. Now on YouTube, every second your hours and hours of data is being uploaded. So how that should be stored, how best plat cloud should be managed so that you are not incurring cost without any reason. So that is a very big kind of challenge for cloud engineers, and they keep on working on it, optimizing the whole system on cloud. So these are the different roles in software development. But when you start your journey, in most of the cases, if you are, let's say, if you're starting it off, if you have interest in coding, then your journey will mostly start with front end engineers, right? You will start with front end engineering. This will give you a direction. Okay, this is how system works. First, client side. Then slowly you will have more understanding about backend side of it, database side of it, APIs. Then after that, you will understand about cloud, how it is deployed, CI/CD pipelines, and this is how you will make yourself competent enough in with certain experience. You will call yourself full stack engineer. So your journey starts from front end, and then you go to back end. Then you mostly more deep dive into DevOps, and then slowly you go to more deeping down into cloud. And this is what your journey is in most of the cases: front end, back end, DevOps, cloud, and you can then call yourself, you have seen enough in the industry, in the tech domain, to call yourself a full stack developer. Now, getting to the next side here. So point here is the salary which you give, the salary which you see. Again, I'll not talk about how much salary it is written here or mentioned here. See, at the end of it, salary is always proportional to your skills, right? It's always proportional to your skills. Even if you are, so in market, there are opportunities of 5 lakhs, there are opportunities of 10 lakhs as well, there are opportunity of 15 lakhs as well, even beyond, right? Now, for fresher, if I tell you, there will be a range of 5 to 7, 5 to 8 lakhs, which you can expect because you are starting your journey. You need first experience to actually command the salary. So, as a fresher, you would be getting somewhere around 5 lakh to 8 lakh as a city, where you make yourself kind of aware about the tech domain, where you will start working on real world applications with different companies, and how does it work, you will have a good picture around it. And it takes time. So when you start your journey, you might be somewhere around this, But when you get inside this, when you start gaining the relevant experience, what is important, how any project is kind of managed, all those things, as you start learning, this is something which is very rewarding in itself. You will see that with your time, with experience, with 3 to 4 years of experience, I'm sure there will be a very good chunk of there will be a very good CTC which you will be governing. And as I mentioned, here on CTC, on salary, putting a number like this right now, this is something which is going to be difficult in terms of, because here skills, and the skills are very important, which you have to work on, right? Now, as Alma Better has certain threshold. We don't entertain companies in few cases until unless companies are very big. We don't entertain companies where they are giving something which is very low compared to what skills you have gained, right? That is something which we put from our end. But at the end, in the market, if you think about it, you will always be valued based on your skills, how much you know about what all different aspects are there, and how comfortable you are with it, right? पढ़ना समझना और 2 मिनट जा करके किसी जगह पे देख लेना, that is one side of it. But practical hands on experience, kind of understanding the break, like understanding the problem statement, breaking it down, and then slowly understanding this is where I should start, this should be done first, then second. These kind of understanding if you have, then definitely you will be right fit to this whole domain, and you will be able to govern good salary, and it will be enough to stabilize yourself. Anybody who has started, they will not start it at sky, they will always start it at ground, and then slowly build their way up till the sky of it. Okay. Now, let's get towards, so I was talking about right now why web developer a lot, right? I, from the starting itself, I have been talking about web development, why you should be doing it, right? As I mentioned, if somebody needs an online presence, there will be a work of front end developers, back end developers, web developers as a whole, right? And nowadays everything will start moving to online, at least presence of it, right? Even if they have some shop, offline shop, they are present online. They need to do some kind of marketing, making people aware about them. They need something where people will know about them, right? So all those things now has come to a place where the demand for different roles in IT, specifically front end development, if I talk about, or web development, if I talk about, as per this particular masterclass, it will always go up. It will always be in the market. It will always be the requirement, no matter what you see. Even if you must have seen right now kind of search for other roles, but at the end of it, all the roles right now being developed, or those roles from data and all those things, they have developed because the adoption of online kind of presence has come up. Just imagine why data science and all those things are right now booming, uh, because the availability of data to them, and that happened because of all the automations done by web developers, all the applications they created. Now they have a lot of data kind of to use to their application. So as a IT domain altogether, it will grow as people will more start using kind of internet based applications, or they will start using mobile phones or laptops. So all these things, more it will penetrate, more requirement of IT will pop up, and that is very clear in nature, kind of very clear in terms of everything, right? So now, why become a web developer? Just to summarize this, high demand, lucrative salaries. It's a global impact. So here, one thing is very good in this case, that if you get into IT field, right? If you get into IT field, if you become a web developer, then in that case, if you are in India, you can take projects from outside India as well. You might get hired outside India, not maybe as a fresher, or maybe not maybe in 1 or 2 years, but in 3 to 4 years, when you have good understanding around it, you will see that you are in demand everywhere, because the programming language is consistent. Programming language is consistent across the world. Across the world. If you are learning, let's say, MERN stack, which is MongoDB, ExpressJS, React, Node, if you are learning this in India, if you are working on web applications in India, same logic can be applied in anywhere in the world, right? If you go to USA, if you go to Europe, there also same MERN stack is being used, right? Same one stack is being used. So it's right now IT domain, it's the story of overall world. So here it has a global impact. It has something where what you have learned can be applied all across the world. So it has a global impact. And then there are two more things which I would tell you, that if you are somebody who thinks about, let's say, I have some idea and how I can bring it to the picture, how I can bring it to the reality, right? So that is something can be done if you have some understanding of web development. Otherwise, you can hire. If you have money, you can hire somebody. But if you know the web application, how do you create that? How do you develop that? You will be at a very comfortable space to start something, right? It can be done in 1 week. If you know web development, if you know this technology, then your idea to reality, it will be very cheap and it will be quick to implement. Otherwise, you have to go to through a route of somebody else working on your idea, developing it, and lot of dependency comes in. So a lot of people who are right now, let's say, working or have a development kind of understanding, if you are interested in business as well, this becomes a very good opportunity. Because nowadays any business you start, if I ask you any idea right now, most of them, at some point you will realize that it has to be, the presence has to be online, right? Any idea you talk about, even if you talk about cloud kitchen, you will think about that I should have a, after some time I should have a website where people can search me. I'll give the QR code to my customers so that they can search about me, they can see what all menus are there. So at least that kind of application to you will create. So that is something which is always there, ki whatever idea you will come up with, it will require some part of web development. And if you want to, if you are thinking from a long term perspective, this can be a really good thing. Because nowadays any idea if you have, you need to start with some kind of application, right? And remote work option in all the different scenarios, IT domain as a whole, IT domain in web development, remote work options are maximum compared to any other, because there you need to go there physically, you need to kind of interact with people. Here you interact with machine. So in development, in web development, you interact with machine. Even if you do sitting at home, if you write your code and if your code is right, you are able to develop something, it can be done from any part of the India. That is also very big kind of motivation or very big advantage which this whole field gets. Now, there are a lot of different business use cases of web development, like website, e-commerce development, workflow automation. So, a lot of times you see a very complex workflow. Okay, if you sign up, then after that, there will be an email trigger to you. Then WhatsApp notification will be sent to you. Then there will be some kind of data which will be stored. So that is called as a workflow which you have created. Okay, once somebody is doing some action, after that, so workflow is, if there is some action done, then after that next kya hoga, next what will be done, after that next what will be done, then next everything will be automatically done. So you don't have to go there and then kind of trigger it manually. You don't have to trigger it manually, all the next steps, all the workflow. This is a workflow, and automation is all these things are kind of executed automatically. That will also something which, as a web developer or in development field altogether, you will be involved, right? You will be working on CRMs. So there are a lot of SaaS products. So when I'm saying CRM, it is customer relationship management. There are SaaS products, right? SaaS products are products which are pre kind of created by developers. So you will be working on creating these SaaS products. Mobile app development. So again, website, app, all of these are kind of development which you will be involved in. There are business use cases around it. Then healthcare information system. Now this is something which is very big right now. Lot of companies, they are getting into this side of it, because hospitals, different clinics, all those different infrastructure, they need the tech infrastructure, they need the IT infrastructure to exchange the information, to be over on top based on how they kind of communicate the information to the server, or how they can kind of give you the best advice, right? Because if they have good system where your data is being logged, they can see that if somebody is my patient right now, what is his history, right? That system was not there earlier. Just imagine 5 years, 6 years back. Or if you, I'm sure here people are from different parts of India. So still, if you go to any doctor, and if you have, let's say, if you are going to interact with a doctor, that person doesn't know, right? That doctor doesn't know what you have, what is your history of health in past 5 6 years, how it has been, right? In fact, if you have, if you are even the frequent visitor for that particular doctor, then also there will be some kind of misinformation, some kind of lack of data that will come. So that information systems, healthcare information systems, are very, very right now in demand, and a lot of people are working on it, right? Financing and accounting software, how through software you can do all the accounting, GST, etc. and etc. How do you do that? Cyber security, educational software. Now education, edtech is kind of there, which everybody has recognized that online is also going to be one form of learning if you want to expand your knowledge. So there are educational software. The software right now you are interacting with, this particular software, we are using it for educational purposes. So this is how, what you can see for different aspects, right? You have different softwares where you can go there and have a course if you want to become a teacher. So that kind of SaaS products are present on which you might be working on. Content management system, customer support. So all these different business use cases are there. Now think from this perspective. When these are the business use cases, it means you are creating the system, you are developing the system which will facilitate these kind of requirements. Let's say here we have a customer support. Now there are a lot of SaaS products again, like one of the example is Freshdesk, right? Freshdesk is one of the software which helps us kind of connect with the person, how I can call you, how I can track what ticket you have raised, what issues you have, right? So that is one kind of application which has been built to facilitate the support to customer. Now, going to the next part, required skills and qualifications. Now I'll get towards it and give you a kind of drill down understanding of required skills and qualifications. What all different things are there? So here there are some things which are required as a fresher when you are starting it off. This itself will take you almost 6 to 8 months. And here this is something which is advanced. So as you go from fresher to 1 or 2 years of experience, slowly you want to upskill yourself, then you get inside of it which are advanced, which are kind of driven by back-end engineering, which I was talking about. So as a fresher, when I talk about programming skill, if let's say you choose MERN stack, I will talk about only one right now, and then again same framework will work for everywhere. Okay, all the different frameworks like mean stack, MERN stack, LAMP, what we discussed about. Let's say if we talk about MERN stack, we have MongoDB, we have Express.js, React, and Node.js. So all of these are JavaScript based applications. Okay, these are JavaScript based. So Express.js is also written on JavaScript. Your React.js is also written on JavaScript, and Node.js is also written on JavaScript. Now, the work of all four are different. MongoDB is a database, so this is a totally different thing altogether. But Express, React, Node, all three are JavaScript based. So now, if you know the core thing which you have to learn if you are taking up Merge stack, that is going to be JavaScript. So either if you choose JavaScript programming language, if you choose MERN, you have to start with JavaScript. If you choose, let's say, Java or Spring Boot, then you will start with Java here. So you need to have one programming skill. If you want to start with, let's say, Django, Django is for Python based. So you have to start with Python here. So you need one language which is the core language. Make yourself comfortable with it. Like for us, the topics which we cover, it is going to start with first JavaScript. Build your coding aptitude, and that is going to be done by one of the language. And if you are choosing MERN stack, if you are choosing to develop the web application using MERN stack, then JavaScript is going to be your first go-to language which you have to learn. And then after that, on JavaScript, make yourself more comfortable. what all different data structures, algorithm, sorting, search, important data structures. If you want to get the details about it, you can see, go to AlmaBetter website if you want to. Now, third comes front end development. So these are just the foundation. You are building your foundation here of coding, right? If you are new in coding, if you're starting it off, then in that case, JavaScript will give you a very good base to it. If you know JavaScript, next will be, now it will be easy for you to first get towards the HTML, then CSS, then you have here on top of it Bootstrap, then you have React.js, right? Then you have Next.js as well, which is kind of on advancement on top of React. So here HTML, what is HTML? HTML gives you a simple structure to your website. It just gives a structure, skeleton to your website. Here, CSS, what CSS does, it gives you the style of website, coloring and good visual appeal is given by CSS. Then you have Bootstrap. Bootstrap, this is kind of like a library, or this is kind of like a very easy to create your website. So if you go from HTML, CSS, you might take a lot of time, but Bootstrap gives you a lot of functionalities pre-built which you can just use and create all the different component of your websites easily. Then comes your React.js, Next.js. So these are kind of again used for front end development itself, where you are going to make it kind of very scalable, where you will make it easy to debug kind of all these systems which you will be putting it up. So React is now the advanced format, the all the advanced components you see on your website. That is something which you are going to get, right? That is something which you have to learn now. And a lot of websites, they are lot of different applications, lot of different right now web applications are using React. So React.js, in a way, if I tell you, it's a JavaScript library itself, which is more kind of easy to design the complex user interfaces. If you have complex user interfaces, it's going to be very easy to create using it, right? And there are something called as SEO friendly. So SEO friendly, when I say search engine optimization, so whenever you want to create something on internet, if you want to create the application or the website, then in that case, React.js, what if you have used it, it will be easy for Google to kind of get your data and rank it in a good manner. So all those different functionalities are there if you learn React. But this is going to be in the front end module. This front end module itself, this front end development itself, at least it will take initial days, may 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 months to make yourself comfortable working on 3 to 4 projects which will give you a direction to it. That's what the story of front end development is. And I'm still in fresher. So you need the base of JavaScript. You need to know about the front end development. And then in back end, you should know the APIs. You should know what the relational databases are there. Then you should know MongoDB. So these are the basic thing which you have to know when you are starting it off, right? You should know when you are starting it off, basics of design, basics of databases and APIs. You should know about it because your journey generally starts with front end. Then as you go ahead towards the advanced, then you have a lot of different things which you have to go through. Then need to know low level design, how system should be designed. So how such system should be designed so that your very easy example would be if your millions of users are using your website, right? Or application, users are using your application, then in that case, will your application sustain? Will your application sustain? That kind of thought if you are giving in designing things, then mostly you have to go through this low level design, and that comes with time, right? With some years of experience, you will go more towards low level design, high level design, data engineering. So on top of it, data engineering also you can think as a part of backend itself. So there you need to understand how your different services are interacting with data, how data is getting stored, how right now in what format you are storing it, right? Whether it will be used by other people or not. So all those different things you will be creating and you will be learning. And then at the end, you top it up with product management. So now product management for web developers, for web development. So product management, you should be kind of knowing it, that if you have a problem statement, then how all the different components works, right? So how front end engineering will be done, how back end development will be done, how UI UX designing will be done. So you should have a kind of overview of, okay, this is how any product is, first from the research phase to the design phase to the development phase to the final deployment phase, how all those different phases are kind of taken up, how it is managed, right? So what did I tell you here? So it is like research. So always your project will start from research, then it goes to, after research, next it goes to design, then you have develop, and then deploy, right? So very simple basic I am talking about. It's a kind of major level categorization I have done. Now research itself, there are multiple phases. In design also there are multiple phases. In development, of course, there are multiple phases. In deployment, you have testing and etc etc, all those things will be done here. So this is something as a product management you understand here. Any product, if it has to be developed, right from the start, how it should be taken up. Because when you start it as a fresher, mostly you are involved here, then in some time you get involved here as well, and then you want to learn the backwards to understand the end to end of any problem ka execution, uska closing. Now, these are some things which are technical in nature, which you have to learn no matter what. If you want to be in software development or if you want to be in web development, you have to learn it. There is nothing which you can do. But on top of it, if you want to get to kind of getting yourself recognized by companies to hire you, then you need these kind of things on top of it. Your capstone project, you need to have some project, hands-on project which you have to work on. So some hands-on project you have to work on. Then you have to have a GitHub pay, good kind of GitHub pay. You have GitHub. This is something where which you use to manage your version, to collaborate with your team. This is something which is also very very important to know about, to learn about as a developer. You should know it for sure. So on GitHub, your footprint on GitHub should be there, how active you are there. That is also something which actually makes sense. Now, projects, coding competitions on global platform. Now, this is something which you generally do during the initial days a lot. When you start your journey, when you are learning, let's say JavaScript here, or you are learning any other language, Java or Python, you have to do coding competitions on global platforms, and that can be HackerRank, right, or Lead Code, or any other platform using your own choice. Let's say if you are using JavaScript, make yourself comfortable in JavaScript itself. Now, there are very few companies who are actually adamant or on gear. This is the only language which I will ask you, and in that itself, you have to write the code. But lot of companies, they are open with it. Here, if you know JavaScript, implement the logic, implement your logic, solve the question using in whichever language you are comfortable with. And learning multiple languages will never help you, right? Focus on one when you are starting it off. And the suggestion would be JavaScript, because if you know JavaScript, your web application is going to be or the whole integration part of web application, front end, back end, it becomes easy during the start. And then as you go ahead, as per the requirement, you have to keep on learning, because this whole field itself is going to be something where you have to keep yourself upskilling. Every year something or the other new comes in picture. So these are the things which you are going to kind of work on to show interviewers or the companies that you have the skill. This is what your portfolio is. You have good presence on GitHub. You have worked on projects which you can put it in resume, and then at the end you have done coding on HackerRank or Lead Code. Lastly, things which are not focused much, required skills and qualification, which in general what we have seen, that generally in web development or in the coding side, people, they don't recognize it, they don't put value to it. So there are certain aspects here in soft skills like personal branding, business communication, analytical skills, structured learning. Now, all these things might look like a lot कि सिर्फ यही करते रह जाएंगे तो टेक्निकल कैसे पढ़ेंगे. But point here is these things are something which you don't have to do it every day, right? Like business communication is something which you should be good with. Communicate your idea. It is a basic requirement for any company, right? If you want to communicate your idea, you should be able to do that, right? And English is just one factor of it. English is one simple thing. Even if you don't know about English, then also it's not necessary that you can communicate your ideas even in your comfortable language. So that communication has to come out, right? And if you are able to do in English, you will always be a preferred candidate in big companies, because in big companies they are not just based out of India. They are based out of all across the world. They have their base set up in 3 to 4 countries. And then if you are dealing with those guys, if you are dealing with those clients, then you need to have some basic level of English conversation comfortable. You should be comfortable with that. So English business communication is something which is common. You have to be good with, you have to be comfortable with, at least at your fresher level. Then personal branding. Now this is something blogs, YouTube, these are some things now has come up which gives you a lot of recognition. Personal blogs, YouTube videos. Let's say you are not comfortable with this, at least write a simple post on LinkedIn. If उसके भी पहले मैं बोलूंगा कि if you don't have, you know, if you don't have account on LinkedIn, first create that. Create the account on LinkedIn. Look at other people's profile, see how they have kind of created it. And this can be another session topic altogether, where I can tell you how LinkedIn should be created and all those. But on top of it, if you keep on doing, at least forget about all these personal blogs, YouTube videos. If you keep on posting, let's say weekly, even one, in 1 year you will have good number of connections, and through those connections people will recognize you as somebody who is doing front end or who is doing web development. And if there is any chance, you might get the referral, you might get some help from people, and you will get placed. So that's how it works, right? It's not like we will not have the job. It's like you will get a better opportunity when you have a good personal brand on LinkedIn. Other side of it, analytical skill and structured thinking. Now these are some things which I would say it's not something which will be asked, but this is something which you can create or make yourself comfortable with while you are learning one stuff. Here you don't have to focus a lot in going and solving aptitude or logical reasoning. You don't have to do it, but you have to think from that perspective. You don't have to go and focus on analytical skills और ये सब पे ही time waste कर रहे हैं, जा करके quant लगा रहे हैं. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होगा. You should not get into that side of it. But this logical reasoning and aptitude basics, you should be smart enough to kind of understand. And structured thinking, that if you have got any problem statement, then how you think from a structured point of view. Any problem statement if you have been given, how do you break it down, right? How do you break it down in different steps? That's what being done by case studies, or if you can do guesstimates. So you, this actually kind of tests your mental ability, right? Test your mental ability. But these out of four, if I have talked about, this side is much much more important. This side is something which you don't have to put focus on, but when time comes, when you are ready for the interviews, then you might kind of go through few case studies, few case guesstimate, hardly 1 or 2 days job, you should be able to good enough with that. But this side, it takes time, it takes time, it takes time. You have to have a kind of first step towards personal branding, and that should be on LinkedIn. Sign up on LinkedIn, start writing on LinkedIn. Who will judge you? Let everybody judge you. Don't worry about that. But after some time, you will see that you have learned and you are making it better and better every day. But the journey itself, at the end, it's going to be a lot fulfilling, and it's going to be a lot rewarding as well. And on the other side, you have business communication. This also takes time. So recognize this. In India, 98, 99 people are there who are not that good with communication. Even I'm not also that good in communication, in talking about ideas. But I have that basic thing which I can interact with, right? I can interact with anybody in the world. That kind of capability you would need. You need a capability where you can interact with anybody in the world. You should not be talking like a native speaker. Nobody is going to expect you are talking like a person who is right now in USA or in Europe. No, not like that. Just be natural. Try to convey your idea in a language, in English, which everybody recognizes. Now, going to the next part where you have interview process. So what we have seen, so kind of looking at right now, lot of students getting placed in all the domains, specifically in front end developers and all the domains relevant to that. You will see that these are the different kind of steps which they take. If I started from here, the first step which you are going to go through, it's always going to be once you have applied. I will just consider you have applied. Next step kya hoga? Next step will be you will be given a technical assessment. You will be given a technical assessment. Now this can be of two types. This technical assessment can be of two types. First, it can be something where you have to write a code, or you have to create an application. Okay, एक small scale application. Some question will be there, and you have to create an application, use Monstack or React and all those to create that application. Second can be, it can be pure coding test, where they will be sending you one link. On that link, when you click, there will be few coding questions which you have to solve it. That's your technical assessment, where you are going to, which you are going to appear for. Once you clear this, next round is going to be round one, and mostly it is done with your immediate manager. So who is going to manage you, or in which team you will be part of, your manager is going to take your round one, right? So this person will again ask you lot of questions on your projects, on your resume. So the projects which you have put on your resume, on that you will be asked lot of questions. And on top of it, there can be coding questions which are asked in interview live as well. That this is the problem statement. Uh, Write the solution for this using any language you are comfortable with. If you're comfortable with JavaScript, write it using JavaScript. But the discussion happens here mostly on project you have mentioned on resume, and they go in depth. Now, round two, after you have cleared this, after you have cleared round one, there is a 90% chance that you are going to get the offer letter. So here, mostly in round two, it is going to be more deep dive into your coding questions, and it will be done by, mostly if here you have manager, it can be your senior manager, that type of person. Here your coding questions plus your projects plus some scenario based questions. So some scenario will be given to you. How do you react to that? How do you solve for that? Projects may, how do you make your project better? What are different challenges you have faced? Then coding questions will also be asked, and that is going to be a little bit higher level. But that's your round two, mostly with senior manager. And then once you have cleared this, in 90% cases, these are the rounds. At the end, you have HR round. Mostly HR will discuss about salary, your current salary, or if you are as a fresher, what is the expectation, and how fit you are in the culture of company. Is there any issues? Is there something which you have to discuss with HR? So all those things will be discussed in HR round. Finally, you get the offer. Now, point here is, out of everything, these two are the rounds applied when you apply it, and at the end you next when you get the technical assessment. Here mostly 80 to 85 students get rejected, because these are the initial rounds. And then after that, round one, round two, these are going to be something, if you have the technical skill, you will be able to clear it. Now, to make your application stand out, the only thing which you can do is, first of all, you have to add relevant projects there. And second, there are some rules, ATS rules, which you have to follow. And that is again topic of discussion for another session. So ATS, automated tracking system. So this round nowadays, lot of companies, they take your resume, and then they give score to that resume, and based on the score threshold they reject you or accept you or take you to the next level. So there are some rules, there are some ways which you have to follow. Now this is something which is very small part, this is just 1 or 2 days ka part. Time taking part is going to be working on project, and for project you need to have a skills and relevant understanding. So project, if you have worked on good project, if you have put it on resume, and if you're following some ATS compliance structure, you will see your application, the rate of rejection will go down. Then technical assessment is all about your expertise with the subject matter. If you are good with coding, this you will be able to clear. But lot of people, they generally not focus on both the sides of it. First is the application. You should know, either they go more towards DSA, more towards coding in JavaScript or in Java, and दिन रात जो है वो DSA के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, लीड कोड पे सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. And when they go to interview, they will be asked on creating an application, and then they don't know about it. But on the other hand, there are some people, they are like, I know about creating the web application. Don't need to practice the core coding of JavaScript or DSA level coding. So it cannot work in this manner. It has to be balanced out. You should work on projects. And on the other hand, there is a limit to how much you can practice in DSA. You, as a fresher, you will not be asked advanced DSA like graphs, trees, and all those. Mostly questions are focused on arrays, strings, sorting, search, which you can see on our platform as well. The topics which we have touched as a fresher, that is something which gives you kind of 99.9% confidence कि इसमें से ही questions रहते हैं. You will not see very difficult or out of the box questions in interviews in terms of DSA. So you have to balance it out, and that will give you a lot of confidence for technical assessment. Now, I'll show you a few sample questions, sample interview questions. So like you have to talk about, let's say, object oriented programming के ऊपर ऐसे questions पूछ लिया, right? Design a URL sorting service like Bitly, outline the components and architecture you would use. So you have to give a kind of understanding around that. This will be asked when you are, let's say, going for backend development, and when you are kind of giving interview for system design के around. So Bitly के around question पूछ लेंगे. You can search about it what it is, right? Here the simplest question can be given a list of integers, write a function to find the two numbers that add up to the specific target sum. Explain the time and space complexity of your solution. Now, here it might look like a theoretical question. No, these type of question can be asked during interview, and there itself you have to solve it in front of the person, and you have to explain your solution. So this is how it is going to work. Now, this whole material will be sent out to all of you guys. You will be able to go through these questions, try to search about it, try to figure it out how you can kind of get the best out of it. And at the end, you will be able to think here, this is what my direction is. And as I mentioned, always it's going to start from first JavaScript. So these are questions which you see, the first one, second one, third one, these are the JavaScript core questions, core things which you can use to explain these. Same goes here, reverse a string, array and distinct numbers, arrays of this. These are the questions which comes under coding side of it, right? Where you have practice code and you will be comfortable with. And then on top of it, you will be given case study like, create a small clock. In your interview, you might be asked, create a clock here with from using this design, or create a calculator in front of the interviewer. So that can also be your one of the question which can be asked during the interview. Now, interview is all about, if you reach your round one, you have cleared the technical assessment. If you have reached your round one, then in that case, there is highly likely that you will be able to clear it. Now, it's totally on you at the end, that how you are, kind of polishing yourself, making yourself skilled enough to understand each and every aspect of it very clearly, right? Now, things are not that difficult. Now, lot of people, they are doing it right now. Lot of people, they have done it. There is nothing rocket science in this. It's all about taking your first step towards the day one. When you start this, when you start learning, let's say start with JavaScript, then you go to front end development, then you go to back end development, you will see sequentially, you will start getting the picture around it, that how this whole last end product of any web application If you keep that in mind, and when you go through this journey slowly and steady, each and every component will start making sense to you. But the starting point is you choose one stack, MERN stack, mean stack, or whatever it is. And my suggestion would be you go ahead with MERN stack, because for web development, if you are interested in coding, if you are someone who is more interested in coding side of it, then you would like to pursue this journey. And here, MERN stack is something which is highly in demand, right? Lot of companies, they are hiring MERN stack developers, and in future, so think from 6 to 8 months from now, more and more companies are adopting MERN stack. So you will be at a good place where if requirement is there, if requirements are increasing, you are ready to take it up. All right. So this is what I wanted to discuss with all of you guys, and I'm sure whatever I have discussed, it was worth of your time. It was worth of time of you to take it out on Sunday. Can you guys give me a quick thumbs up if you have understood the concepts, if you have understood the your all the different journeys, everything which you have to take up, and how you should think of web development role, right? How you have to kind of structure it in your mind. If something, and one more thing which I want to give you a clarity on, that if you like coding, right, if you think that, see, at the end you have two sides of it. One is either you go towards, in IT field I'm talking about, either you go towards data or you come towards application development side of it. So here on the both the sides, equally rewarding, equal career opportunities, but it's all about your calling, right? It's all about your calling. Are you interested in business a lot? Are you someone who is very interested in business, communicating with people, collaborating with people? If you are interested in that, if your inclination is towards that, you like doing that, then data science can be one of your choice of career. But when in web development, it's more about coding, it's more about knowing the IT systems, it's more about getting into data computer science of it. So if you are comfortable with coding side of it, if you are comfortable with different, or you are fascinated about the IT world, then in that case, web development can be your choice. But at the end, it's going to be your calling. It's going to be something which you have to decide at the end, that this is something which I want to pursue and I can handle it. At the end, whatever you choose, it's going to give you benefit at the end if you are true to your goal, if you are true to your journey. All right. So, guys, this is something which I wanted to discuss. Next, is there any question? Is there any question which you want to ask me? If you want to get it clarified, please put it in the Q&A. I am here to help you out, to make you understand and make the most out of this particular session, so that if you are going out of this session, you have some clarity about at least web development. And then coming future, if this is an initiative by AlmaBetter, we keep on doing these sessions so that you are aware about these roles, these fields, and you should make a decision in terms of where I should take my career if you are interested getting into IT domain. All right. So further, let me check. Is there any question? Okay. All right. So now I have here from AlmaBetter's team, Himanshi. So Himanshi will be taking you guys through our program. If you guys are interested, if you want to pursue web development, if you have in mind, then in that case, Himanshi will be the best person here who will be taking you through the whole journey. And whatever questions you guys have, you can put it here, and she will be more than happy to answer it. Right? Over to you, Himanshi. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
this
you so much.
on Sunday. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Have a good time. So, hi everyone. A very good evening from Alma Better team. I hope I am properly audible and visible to you guys. Can I get a quick thumbs up on this? Uh, I can't see. Okay, that's great. Yeah. So I am assuming I'm properly audible and visible to you guys. So I hope you all have enjoyed investing your 1.5 hours, here with one of our co-founder, Mr. Alok Anand. Before moving forward, I want to give a quick, I want to give quick replies to each one of your questions regarding this session. Either it was worth it to sit on your Sunday and understand like your career as a web developer. Can I get some questions, some feedbacks regarding the session in the chat box? Let's make this session interactive, guys, so that we can communicate and we can solve your doubts, right, regarding AlmaBetter, how we can help you, and what are the career opportunities for you guys. So how was the session? I just want to check, like, quick thumbs up if the session was good and you are feeling yeah, it was worth it and you guys have enjoyed the session. Okay, cool. So, before starting the session, let me quickly introduce myself first. My name is Himanshi, and I am working as a program advisor here in AlmaBetter. And I have almost 5 years of experience in this particular domain, and it's great to have you all in today's session. But before I start the session, I want you guys to, start interacting because it's a live session, right? And we are here to answer each one of your burning questions regarding your career, right? So let's make this session interactive, guys. Let's, move forward. Let me share my screen with you all so that we can, yeah, 1 second. Let me know if my screen is visible. A quick thumbs up from each one of you. Yes, I guess it's visible now to all of you. Okay, Tarun is saying 3. Yes, okay. Yeah, so I'm assuming like my screen is visible to all of you. Before I wind up the session, let me, help you guys, right? You guys, for I'll help you guys for the further things. So definitely we have attended the session with Alok sir, and here the idea is to provide you guys the function of AlmaBetter, right? So let me talk about the entire journey of web development or maybe data science so that we can help you as a AlmaBetter team. So let me change my slide. So about AlmaBetter, right? So first of all, the first thing here, right? First of all, community-based learning platform AlmaBetter is where we provide our learners to study in group so that you guys can feel the atmosphere of real class where you can interact with your study group buddies and learn things in different manner, right? So that you where you can take help of your mates in your, you can say, doubt solving, where you can take help of your mates in working on your assignments and projects, and this feature enables you, right, to get motivated along with your journey, right? Plus there is one more thing, the spirit of competition also, right? So the next is the next thing that here is the projects, right? How projects, like projects, we have 20 plus capstone projects which you will be working on, right? In order to get hands-on experience, if this feature you can see, you will get an idea. For an example, a student A, right? Student A is doing great in this project. Now how I can do, right, good in this project in order to get more value in the project. In simple terms, I will say a competition spirit again, right? So let me give you guys a brief idea about the industry related projects. Like we do have live projects of Zomato, Swiggy, Airbnb, Myntra, Flipkart, and so many other things, right? Other respective organizations where you guys can work in group in order to get your projects done, right? Now the third option is let's talk about getting job ready, right? Now once you complete the projects and assignments, right, what is right now going in the market, you will become job ready because the content that I guess Alok sir, mentioned each and everything, like what will be covered in the, front end, back end, DSA, each and everything, right? Curriculum is completed, I am assuming, right? After that, you will have to work on the assignments and projects, right? After working on all those things, I am assuming that, like, you guys will be job ready, right? Now, after getting job ready, how Alma Better can help you to get a job, right, in your previous next journey. So there are many platforms where you can start your journey in order to become a web developer or maybe data science expert. Here the question is, why Alma Better? How we are different from other platforms? First of all, we have industry relevant curriculum. Like, each and every topic will be related to your domain where you will be interested in. Now the next question is, will I be able to adapt, as I am from non-tech background? Maybe a few of you guys are from non-IT background, maybe few of our working professionals, or the people who just have completed their graduation, BTech, BCA, or any other non-IT or IT domain, right? The answer is yes. The curriculum that we have designed in Alma Better will be from scratch, right? You guys can start from the level zero, or like we can say, like, we all have learned holding pencil in our initial school days, right? So the curriculum is designed in such a manner. So are we guys on same page? Can I get quick thumbs up? Thumbs up, guys, if I am properly audible, visible, and we all are on same page. Okay, so I am assuming we all are on same page, right? Now, how industry relevant curriculum is designed by Alma Better, right? We have our co-founders who were into data science and web development domains in their initial career years, right? And we have partnership with so many companies in order to understand the market trends and the demand in the market, right? According to that, we have hired our respective content team to help, like, to keep the curriculum up to dated as per the market standards. Now the next question may be from you guys, like, I am a working professional, will I be able to attend the classes? I have evening shifts, I have night shifts, so how I'll continue with my classes? So the answer here is, you can attend your live classes. The timing for the live classes will be from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on every alternative day of a week. One day there will be a class, and another day you will have to work on your assignments, because we believe in practice. The as more things you will be doing, the practical things you will be doing, you will be able to recall your theoretical part also, right? So like, there will be live classes. You can attend your live classes with the recordings available on your dashboard, so that you can access that for lifetime. And no worries about missing any concept. You will be getting each and everything, each and every class available on your dashboard. Now maybe next question from you guys will be, will I be considered as a fresher when I'll enter into the IT domain, right? So basically, yes, you will be considered, because once you will be working on 20 plus capstone projects, and there will be 1000 plus assignments, and after successful submission of each and every assignment, your respective mentor will be evaluating your work, and they will give you proper feedback on the same, so that you can improve in case if it's required, right? Are we on same page? Quick thumbs up, guys. Okay, great. So yeah, so once you will be doing that, like, your projects will be evaluated, right? Next question will be, what if I missed any class or any topic I want to repeat, right? Definitely you can go for the dashboard. You can try to understand your concept from the classes, class recordings, or there is one more premium feature available, that is called one-on-one mentorship sessions with industry experts, right? You can get your doubts resolved and discuss with the missing concepts, right? The feature that I explained is, like, you will be getting one-on-one mentorship sessions with industry experts, where you can book your session, you can attend the session, you can ask as many doubts as you will be having, and you can fulfill the missing gaps between your curriculum and your practical, right? Now I guess everything is sorted. The classes part sorted, curriculum, doubts you can ask, right? Revision, assignments, projects. Now what is the next step? Like next step is job, right? So the next step, like can I get the answer to a simple question like can like what will be the thing to get a job? Like what will be the first step to get a job? What is the most required thing to get a job? Let's interact, guys. What is the most important thing to get a job? Okay, so Javed is asking how AlmaBetter helped me in my first job. Okay, great. So, like, let me quickly, wind up with the session, and I'll answer this question. Maybe you will get the answer, answer to this question within the session itself. You will not be asking me this question again. Okay, so the first thing, right, is there are two important things to get a job. First one is your resume selection, and second one is your appearance in the interview, right? So definitely the resume building part. Why? Because recruiter will check your knowledge in an interview on the basis of your skills mentioned on your resume, right? Resume is the first thing that is going to any company on the behalf of you, and how you have mentioned your skills, right? And how those mentioned skills will be helpful for a particular company to decide either you will be getting interview call or not, right? So perfect. So once you will be into AlmaBetter, our backend team will prepare your resume on the basis of your skills in projects. For an example, if any one of you is good in any one project, right? You have excelled in that project. So how our backend team will be doing? I mentioned like your mentors will be evaluating your projects and assignments. We will be having an idea about your strong points and your weak points, right? So on the basis of that, you will be getting your resume ready, your GitHub profile, your website, each and everything, right? Now what is the next step? Next step will be your interview. There will be a panel that you will be getting to prepare for the interview round, right? Not only for preparation, but also they will check either you are prepared for the interview round or not, right? They will take mock interview sessions, and there will be 50 plus mock interview sessions before attempting the final interview with any company, so that you can adapt with the environment and you can get the confidence ki, yes, I can do it now, right? Now if you completely prepared for the market, AlmaBetter is providing you 100% placement assurance. Again I repeat, it's 100% job assurance, where other platforms are just providing assistance. There is a gap between assurance and assistance, right? They will just guide you. You can go to the LinkedIn and you can apply for yourself. They will guide you ki you can go to Indeed or InstaHire, any other platform like that, and you can start applying on your behalf. But here we do have 700 plus hiring partners associated with AlmaBetter, and like they will you know uh, like provide your resumes. They will provide your profiles to the companies who are looking for the skills in which you will be stronger in, right? Now let me give you guys a brief about the salary package for AlmaBetter graduates, right? We do have AlmaBetter graduates and AlmaBetter's postgraduate students, right? So let's talk about the graduate students. The starting salary package will be from 5 LPA, and on an average it's between 10 to 12 LPA, and highest till now from AlmaBetter is 33 LPA, right? Now what are the learning activities in the sense, let me change my slide. What are the learning activities that you will be getting in this entire 6 months journey? So for technical skills, when you talk about technicalities, definitely it's live lectures, it's lab experiment projects, and in last there is a group discussion, because you are just learning the things, and you are not implementing those into the projects, or you are not having anyone to discuss your doubts, discuss your things. in a group, then it's of no use, right? So for motivation, or you can say industry exposure, it's one of it's one-on-one mentorship session that you can book on your own, and you can interact with mentors, and guest lectures will be provided to you, as we have also tie up with IIT Guwahati, right? So once you will be into AlmaBetter, you will be considered as a student who is pursuing certification from IIT Guwahati, right? So you guys will get guest lectures from IIT Guwahati faculty, and definitely the community participation. Now what is community participation, I'll explain you guys in the next further slides. The next point is the next point will be, the mandatory things for Alma X, right? I explain its projects, and what the next thing will be, it's AB CAT test. Now, what is AB CAT test? It's a test that AlmaBetter has prepared, right, to check the knowledge, like where you are standing right now, right? The questions in the test will be based on the questions that will be asked in your, you can say, respective interviews, right? Because there is a, you can say, process, or there is a protocol that every company is following, is taking test before the round of interviews, right? So that they can filter out the candidate who is eligible for the interview or who is not. So on the basis of that, the tests of various companies, we have designed our AB CAT test. The things that you need to clear, right, these are the basic things. You have to qualify the AB CAT test with 60% marks in that, and you will get 5 attempts to qualify the test, right? And you can say 80 or 85 students qualify the test in the very first or maybe the second attempt. Now after doing all the things, you will be directly moving forward for AlmaX. Now what is AlmaX? AlmaX is a career path towards your placements, right? I already mentioned we have 700 plus hiring partners of AlmaBetter, and let me show you guys the hiring partners of AlmaBetter. One second. Yeah. So these are the companies who are associated with AlmaBetter: Amazon, Uber, Novartis, or maybe you can say Vedantu, Myntra, Accenture, Tech Mahindra, PwC, KPMG, JP Morgan. So there are 700 companies like that, right? In finance, you can go for HDFC Bank, Paisa Bazaar, right? Citibank. So you will be having so many opportunities in front of you, so that you can select the companies instead of companies will be selecting you, right? Now I guess the salary part was the most awaited part of this session. Now how much salary we can expect after completing 6 months of journey? Like, see, I said the general minimum package is starting from 5 LPA, and I am considering all of you as a fresher student, and you will be, getting salary package starting from 5 LPA, right? But it's not like that ki you will only get 5 or 6 LPA. It actually depends upon you and your skills, how many projects you have done. Students who have, like I mentioned, like the highest package till now in AlmaBetter is 33 LPA, right? The learner of AlmaBetter was getting 8 LPA earlier, like once he joined AlmaBetter. So he was a working professional, he was getting 8 LPA salary package, and after completing his journey with us, he got a good hike from 8 LPA to 33 LPA. Now you can see like how he has jumped into this much hike, right? So it's all dependent upon you and your skills, right? So make sure you, if you are doing something, you have to start from the scratch. You have to devote your time towards that in terms of, you can say, practice, assignments, projects, and so on. Now the next thing will be your mentors, right? Your mentors, who will be your mentors in this journey, who will be teaching you, because it's very necessary. Once, we were, students, and we it's, for an example, it's our first day of our college, we were very curious to know like who will be our teacher, who will be teaching us, what is his or her qualification, right? So it's very important to understand from whom you are going to study, with whom you are going to follow, and how he or she has transformed their own career, right? So we have Rachit Jain from, you can say, BCG, right? We have Ravi Ranjan, we have Sanay Day, Sankalp Jain, and we have Ekta Maheshwari. She is a lead data scientist working in Accenture, right? So these are the, you can say, people who got their jobs, right? And you can say who excelled in this domain for an example, web development, data analyst, business analyst, or you can say data scientist, right? So let me okay, so Tarun Seni, the classes will be in English language because we are assuming like we do have students from north, south, east, west, each and every region, right? So the classes language will be in English, and in some batches we do have bilinguals also, so that the students who are not comfortable in English, they can cope up with the bilingual languages, because as I as Alok sir mentioned, it's not compulsory to understand European English, right? It's all upon your confidence, how confidently you are putting yourself in front of others, right? So we are trying to help you out to get placed in companies in India, also outside India. So the language, we will not consider the language as a barrier, right? Let me check the questions if I am having any. Okay, I guess we are good to go. Nobody's asking any question. So I guess Tarun, you have got the answer to your questions. Okay. So Javed, I guess you have got the answer to your question, like how AlmaBetter will be helping you in your first job, and like how you can start from here. Now I'll share the dashboard of AlmaBetter with you all, right? Let me know once my dashboard screen is visible to you all. I am showing you the data science dashboard because I am having this access only as of now. So yeah, here what you can get, you will be getting a dashboard like this, okay? Now let's move to the learning part, right? We have divided our program into different modules. The foundation track, right? For an example, foundation track will be of 6 months, right? There will be 6 modules in that. This is the data science syllabus, but once you will be and like entering AlmaBetter for web development, you will be getting the web development, you can say, uh, curriculum available on your dashboard, right? So the learning phase will be like this. After completing every chapter, you will be having some challenges, right? Challenges means your assignments or your small projects to work on. Now the module 2, in module 2 there will be 4 chapters, right? After completing the 4 chapters, you will have to work on the capstone projects. Now what is the significance of capstone projects? Because this will give you an exact idea about industry, right? These are related to industry. Now for an example, what if I missed any capstone project, right? You can miss, but that will not be adding value in your, you can say, profile, or you won't be able to continue with the practical things, right? So capstone project is very very important, right? Now moving towards module 3, it will be of few chapters, and then you have to do some challenges. It will be based on SQL in data science, right? So like this, there will be complete journey with AlmaBetter, right? Now let's move towards classroom. What is classroom? It will be showing your upcoming classes, and here you will be able to access your recordings of each and every class, right? Here the instructor for my batch is Sayan Day, right? So you can access all your recordings here with the date mentioned, like on 3rd August, 5th August, and 7th August, and so on. So this will be the thing that you can use if you missed any class, right? Now moving towards the practice part, here it's nothing, it will be helpful for you once you will be preparing for your interviews, right? We have designed this you can say column of practice for the people who are preparing for interviews, because these are the interview questions for data science learners, right? These are the questions in teachers in three primes. This question is like how many companies are asking these questions, so that you can prepare yourself on the basis of the trends in the industry, how, like what type of questions they are asking, what are the things that are currently going in the market. Now moving towards the projects, there will be n number of projects that you will be having, right? In my case, the projects are from you can say Yes Bank, right? The TED, you can say transport demand prediction is there, right? So there will be so many projects. You can select the project in which you will be interested in. Mintra, you can see, like you can see Netflix, Zomato, and these are the things related to data science only. I'm just giving you guys an idea like what will be the things that will be available to you. Now here is your career path, right? As the career path will be of Alma X. I mentioned, like first of all you have to qualify your AB care test, then you will be moving towards your Alma X. Alma X is nothing, it's a career path where we will prepare you for the interviews, right? Here there is a complete guide like how you can prepare for AB CAT test, right? These are the instructions that you need to follow, right? Now you can go to the guidelines. After going through all these things, you can start your test. I hope we all are on the same page itself. So mentorship, I mentioned there will be one-on-one mentorship available for you guys, right? You can go and book your own session with our industry experts, and you can get your doubts solved, you can get your queries answered. Now, for an example, any one of you is looking for interview guidance, right? I'm assuming we all have completed our curriculum, we all have submitted our projects, capstone projects, assignments, each and everything. We have qualified our AB CAT test. Now we have to prepare for interview. You can select here, right? You can click on the next. Now there are the time slots that you can prefer, right? You can put your preference here, and you will be getting the mentor available, and you can go and attend his or her one-on-one mentorship session, right? I hope we are good to go now. And next will be your job board. Now, for an example, any one of you is having few skills, right? For an example, Accenture is recruiting for full stack engineers, right? It's today's post only, and the job location is Bangalore, Karnataka. It's permanent. Requirement is web development and on site. These are the things that are the requirements, basic requirements of the company, and you can start applying for yourself, right? Because we are providing you liberty so that you can go and you can apply for yourself, right? uh Let me see if any one of you has asked any question in the Q&A. So are we on same page? Let's quickly thumbs up. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming we are, crystal clear, and all your doubts are, getting solved. Now it's refer and earn policy. If you refer any of your friend, you can get the referral benefits, referral incentives, you can see. Now it's your community channel. Now, what is community channel? Here, our alums, our working professionals, your mentors, your, you can say, running batch wale students will be added in this community channel. You can ask your doubts, you can go and apply for the job opportunities that will be available in the community channel also, right? And you will get lifetime access to that. Like you can access that for the entire lifetime, right? Because it's very important, you can say. I guess it's not visible, yeah. So this will be like that, the community channel, right? So the community channel may you can go and you can ask your questions, take the help from your batchmates, the previous batchmates, the mentors, the alums, anyone, right? So yeah, it's I guess we are uh, we have completed each and everything. I have guided you guys each and everything about AlmaBetter, how we can help you, what are the opportunities. Alok sir, guided you in a best way, like what you can do as a web developer or maybe the data scientist specialist, right? So if you guys are having any doubt, any question, you can ask me in the chat box now. Hi Lakshmi, good evening. I'm waiting for the questions. I'm not getting any. Okay, so if you want to quit this, so Lakshmi, please help me out with the thing, like if you are already enrolled student, or you are planning to get enrolled and you are having question ki, if what if I want to quit. Okay, so Lakshmi, if you are enrolled student, then I guess I'm sharing my number in the chat box, right? And if any one of you is having any question, any query regarding anything, you guys can ping me on WhatsApp. You guys can call me, and I will be, available to answer each one of your question. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing my number. Yeah. So yes. Okay, so Lakshmi, ping me on WhatsApp. I'll be, helping you with the best possible ways, and let's move forward. And I'll be showing you the success stories of AlmaBetter, right? What are the success stories that we are having right now? So he is Rohan Mate. He got placed in. He got placed as web developer, right? And he is a pro provo. He is working in Tata Steels right now as a data analyst, right? So these are the success stories that you like. See, if these guys can do, no, you also can do. But the main thing, the important thing that you need to do is you have to focus on the curriculum, you have to be attentive, you have to be disciplined, and you will be good to go, right? So these are the success stories. I have given you guys the complete dashboard walkthrough, right? So if any one of you is interested to continue with AlmaBetter, if you are looking your career as a web developer and you need help from AlmaBetter, you can get enrolled today, because it's month end, right? We are on 29th of September, and we are, running some early bird discount on our website. You can use this coupon code, and you can enroll yourself, or else if you need any clarity, anything, you can call me on the number that I have provided in the chat box, right? And let's take question Q&A section. If you guys are having any question answers, then you guys can let me know, and we will wind up the session for now then. Okay, so guys, let's give a quick thumbs up if we are good to go. Each and everything is clear to you all, and let's wind up the session. And in case you are having any query, any question, you guys can reach me out on my number, or else you guys can reach me out on my email ID, that is himanshi.verma@almabetter.com, right? You can connect me on LinkedIn also, like you can like I have not you know Okay, so you can search me on LinkedIn also, like so that I can help you. Okay, Javed is asking what is the difference between job assurance and job assistance. Okay, so I mentioned Javed for an example. If you are enrolled right in any platform and they are providing you job assistance. Job assistance means they will prepare your resume, they will prepare you for interviews, but they will not be applying on your behalf, right? They will just assist you. You can go to LinkedIn and you can apply on yourself, right, on your end. But here in AlmaBetter, why assurance? Job assurance is nothing. We are providing you 100% guarantee of getting a job, but for that you have to devote your attention, your you can say time, and your efforts. Rest all the things AlmaBetter will take care of. I hope, Javed, I have answered your questions, and like yeah. Okay, great. So let's wind up this session, guys, and I hope you all are having a clarity about the domain of web development, maybe of data science, right? And I hope to see you all in the live classes of us, and let's meet in the class soon. So let's wind up the session, and yeah, all the very best, guys, and thank you so much for your precious time that you have invested today with AlmaBetter. Okay, all the very best. Thank you so much.